Hey everyone, don't you hate when websites change their setup and it doesn't work? Ay, they hid the button to go live behind the chat screen, and I can't get rid of the chat screen. So I had to refresh, and then quickly it shows up for like 2 seconds, and I had to. Anyway, I'm here. Hey everybody, how's it going? Ilya Kovalchuk. Oh my God, is that? Do you change your name or is that? It's not Ilya Kovalchuk, but welcome. First time I see you here. Retro, how's it going, buddy? How's it going, guys? I don't know who else is here. Yes, I haven't been on in a while. I realize it's first live stream in a little bit. It's the tonight would have been the last hockey game of the regular season, and the way the Habs were going, probably the last hockey game for Montreal of the season. Obviously, I don't think they'd make the playoffs. But hey, Willington, hey, how's it going? Munib is here. All right, guys, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. Like I said, haven't been on in a little while. No particular reason. You know what? Since this whole COVID thing, views are just down. Everything's just down. So I don't really feel the pressure right now to do to rush things. So what I've been doing is trying to spend a little more time making my videos and make them a little better as far as content and what I'm writing. And yeah, so that's the reason why I haven't done a lot of live streams, because quite frankly, the last bunch, nobody's been here. So I just figure I'll do a few less, and you know, like a couple times a week instead of every day. And there'll be more people at one time. It's a little more enjoyable. Jeff Scarecrow, how's it going, buddy? Thanks, man. Thanks for coming in. Canadians would have beaten the Leafs. Guarantee it. Well, I don't know if we can guarantee it, but I would imagine they probably would have. Would hope so. But yeah, it's sad. Eh? It's would have been the last regular season game. So I figured for sure doing a live stream for that. And yeah, so what have you guys been up to? It's kind of it's weird. It's weird, and this thing might go on for a little while longer. And by a little, I mean a lot longer. I'm hearing things, could be a couple of years from what I hear. And I don't know if that's good. Pretty sure Brendan Gallagher would have gotten a hat trick too. Has anybody seen Brendan Gallagher's TikTok videos? He's good. I got it. Brendan Gallagher's got some talent. If you haven't seen them, look them up. He's done a few TikTok videos that are like really good, very creative and original, and he acts in them, and he's pretty damn good. He sings in them, and he's pretty damn good. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to move this over just a little bit, because sorry guys, just hang on a sec, because it's in the way of the chat, and I won't see what you guys are writing. So let's see what's been going on with me for the last, I guess, I don't know when was the last live stream I did. I don't remember. It's just one day moves in, isn't the next, and it's like I don't know what day it is sometimes. It's really, really bad. So I don't know what you guys have heard about this. What do you call what we're in? It's not really necessarily a quarantine. A stay-in order or whatever they call it, but this could go on for a long time, guys. Could go on for a long time, and I don't mean months. I mean longer than that. I'm pretty good at, what am I pretty good at there, Jeff? Or they're pretty good. You mean you've seen the TikTok videos? Or you're just saying that I'm just doing such a great job at my videos and my live streams that I'm just amazing. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, I don't know what it is you're saying. Sorry. I'm a little rusty at this, it seems. Plus, yeah, again, I don't know. There's stuff going on, I guess, on YouTube. Other people do. I think the NHL or the Canadians themselves are doing some kind of video, live streaming a video game or something, some stuff like that. Yeah, it's hard to figure out when to go on, you know. John at Hot Take, he's doing a lot of stuff. So I find if I go on when other people, bigger guys are on, nobody's coming into mine anymore. So it's just the way it is. I'm not I'm not taking it personally too much because apparently even the hockey guy is not complaining, but talking about how, yeah, numbers are just down. And I'm a really small channel, so the fact that my numbers are kind of really down, kind of makes sense. Randy, hey, buddy, thanks for coming in. Appreciate that. So it was going to be the last game of the season. So scores. What's the score? Who scores first for Montreal? All right. Yeah, wouldn't it be nice if we could say that tonight? And that we had some playoff hockey to look forward to, even if the Habs weren't in it. It would be nice. Saw my recent video about the French coach. What'd you think? It's funny, that video, because I did two. No, I guess the coaches and the GMs, that was the one I put out today. It was going to be kind of a different video, and then I had to rewrite it because I wasn't happy with it, and it came out as a commentary. I don't think it's anything people don't realize, I guess, that the fact that we have to have a French coach and a French GM kind of started in 1983 and 84, and we haven't had a French coach or GM since those years, and they kind of coincide with the separatist movement kind of going on a downswing, the first downswing, because it's a roller coaster. But after 76, when they got elected, so in 80, I think they were out, 80 or 81. So they were on a downswing, and yeah. So I don't know. What did you think of the video? Did you enjoy it? Was I off? What's the word I'm looking for? Was I off target? Jeff, they hid your comment that this rule is an effing disgrace. Yeah, I think I gotta cut on the swearing for myself. It affects how they monetize you and all kind of garbage. So better off. But we're allowed to talk about the COVID as long as we don't. As long as we don't try to make people afraid and panic people, and we tell the truth about what we know and don't try to spread stupid falsities. Yeah, apparently you're allowed now to talk about it. So let's see, where was I? Oh, okay. Okay, Jeff, I got you. No, I wasn't looking for you to say that, I promise. I just wasn't sure what you were saying. 4-0 Gallagher with the Hattie. Wouldn't that be nice? Remember when Koivu just came back from eye injury from playoffs? Yeah, that's Carolina. That was Justin Williams that almost took his eye out. I don't think he did it on purpose, but still. What was their first question? It was in French. They wanted him to speak French. They always wanted him just to speak French. Did you learn any French while you weren't playing, while you were off it? It's probably something like that. Yeah, no, for his whole time, almost his whole time. The first couple of years, I think he got a bit of a bye, and then after that, and the longer he was here, the worse it got. Till I think in his last couple of seasons, at some point he said a few French words somewhere, and they kind of gave him a bit of a break after that, a bit. But the whole time it was, why doesn't he speak French? How come you don't learn French? How come you don't learn French? Why don't you just get some French players? They didn't, and the French players they got were garbage, while other teams managed to find good French players. So, yeah. Willington, thank you. Appreciate it. I've been trying to do a Guy Lafleur video for a long time. By the way, before as the comments are starting to come in, if I miss anybody's comment, please just repost it. I'll get to it on the second go-round. I've been trying to do a Guy Lafleur video. I did one very early on when I was wretchedly horrible. I'm only mildly horrible now. And I wasn't really happy with it. And I've been wanting to do one. And I really want to do one where on the OBS, but my OBS is acting up. And it's going to take a while to get somebody over here. Anyway, I had this idea. And then all of a sudden it just hit me like, okay, well, I can do this. And I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. I had a nice, good I was worried about the stuff where a lot of it I was working off bullet points. So it was, I call it ad-libbing, but I was just talking right off bullet points. And I was worried about that, but with Guy Lafleur, it was pretty easy. It came out. I was happy with it. JFed, by the way, welcome in. And I would like them just to find the best coach available. I don't care where he comes from. I really don't. I don't care where he comes from. If he's the best coach for this team, it doesn't matter where he comes from as long as he's the best coach that's out there that you can sign. And the language that the coach speaks should not make a difference. By the way, I'm curious about something. You guys, since you watched the video, what did you guys think of the thumbnail? It was I found the picture obviously online, but I've been told like using those kind of cartoon things don't go well. I thought I did it in a good way. What did you guys think of my thumbnail? I'm curious. Let's see now. The Quebec media has always been a shit show. Yes and no, but especially since '76. And listen, this is definitely there's no excuse. They can't even deny it. If you just look at where I showed all the coaches and the GMs, it's obvious that at that one point, boom, it stopped. And if you go back behind that, I think all of the GMs were English, and a lot of the coaches were English. And there was no complaint about whether they spoke French or not. Now, for Scotty Bowman, he grew up in Verdun, born and raised in Verdun, so he spoke French, even though he was English. So it wasn't any problem. But there was never really a problem. Although Al McNeil, I think the reason Al McNeil was hated by the media was I don't really think it's because he didn't speak French. I think it's because Henri Richard and him didn't get along, and Henri Richard complained, and it was the way he complained about McNeil that I think got the media against him and the fans, and he got death threats and stuff. But I don't think it's because he didn't speak French, because I don't think that was even an issue at the time. I don't think we had ever even heard that issue until later. So, yeah, it's just dumb. I mean, what's the difference what the coach speaks? If you really want that French flavor of the team, it should be in the players, and they should go after more French players. Good ones, though. I'm not just saying because Louis Leblanc was available. That wasn't the right guy. And I don't think in the first round, unless you line up perfectly with a French player that's, I don't think it's first round you're going to waste a pick just to get a French guy that might not be worth it. But I think in the later rounds, they got 14 picks. Why can't they find 2-3 French guys? I don't see why not. And even as an English Canadian hockey fan and Habs fan, I would love to see more players that are local or from Montreal, from Quebec, to be on the team, because I grew up with that. To me, it's weird not having a huge portion of the team not be French. But it's like I said, there was never a point where the team was ever French completely. That's a falsity, and just that they always pushed the French players out front more because they wanted to attract the fans, and that just became a thing. Let's see. Okay, wait. I want to see what you said there. Wait, I'm looking at something. Oh, okay. That's what you had said. Okay, yeah. This was just a comment from Randy. I didn't understand it. I had to scroll back to see his previous comment. Yeah, it was a stupid question when he just came back from injury, because it showed you it was their agenda. They had an agenda. That's all they wanted. It was dumb because, I mean, the guy was a great captain. Whether we won the cup or not, I don't think it was his fault. It was the fault of the players they put on this team, and the coaches and GMs. Look at the garbage GMs that we had. Pierre Gauthier, Andre Savard, who I used to have as hockey stick, so I didn't mind Andre Savard, but he wasn't qualified, really. It was just because he was French, and that's not going to lead to being successful. Just not. It's not going to happen. NHL hockey, all right. No problem, buddy. Thanks for you guys for being patient and me not live streaming. I just felt that, I think I was live streaming too much, so people weren't coming in. And I mean, why go through it without people in the room? So I thought I'd wait a few days and go to probably two times a week, maybe 3. And I think we'll enjoy them more. I thought maybe every night because we'd all be bored, but it seems like people are not. I mean, because the hockey's not going, we're all stuck inside. I just thought people would watch more. But I think because hockey's not going, even though we're all stuck inside, people are just not watching these hockey videos. I'm still going to put out videos, but what I'm doing is instead of rushing to get videos out because I need the content out, I'm not getting the views anyway. So I just want to do the videos so that I'm happy with them. Sometimes, as I guess it's a mistake to have done it, but I have put out videos where I wasn't totally happy with them. They were okay, but I wasn't totally happy with them. So I'm trying not to do that anymore since we have the time. I was really glad this last video that I did. I was really glad that I don't know why I'm struggling to know what that French one. I just put that out. It's my last video. That's what happens when you get older. Yeah. So yeah, I'm still putting out my videos, but I mean, I'm taking a little more time. I'm happy I rewrote it because it became a totally different video. Excuse me. No, I don't have COVID. I also think, yeah, I didn't have a handle on it. I did it last night and I felt good, but it was awkward. I didn't have my bullet points organized. So in trying to figure out what I wanted to do next, it just came out choppy. And so I really just sat down to rewrite my bullet points in order. And I ended up with that 3-page commentary. So, and the good thing is I was really going through some writer's block, like serious writer's block for a couple of weeks where I had, and it's not just writer's block, like ideas, nothing came to me. I watched videos that I was watching, that kind of stuff that would spring the ideas, and nothing. And I was getting a little depressed. And then just one day, boom, just doing the same thing that I always did. And oh, yeah, okay. And then I got it done. And boom, boom, boom. And there I wrote a 3-page commentary, which I have not been able to do lately. So I'm feeling good about that. So hopefully it'll get a little better. But I was bothered by the numbers. The numbers are really low right now. But it helped to hear the hockey guy say that it's affecting his channel too. So I don't feel so bad. I mean, I'm a really small channel. So obviously if everyone's getting affected by views being lower, well, I'm going to be affected by it too, obviously. So yeah, I feel a little bit better. That had just happened yesterday where I found that out. So feeling a little bit better. But it's good to have the writers and creator block, whatever you want to call it, like gone. So it helps. Carey Price. Well, the real Carey Price definitely hates the media. They ask so many stupid questions, but it's not the media in general. Well, maybe it is these days anyway, because I'm getting pissed off at the Gazette's writers too. But the French media, some of them, and it's not all of them, because you can't ever brush everybody with the same, or paint everybody with the same brush. You can't. There are obviously some good reporters on the French side as well. But in general, they've got an agenda that's not changed since back in the 80s. And I don't get why. It just hasn't changed. It's that one little thing they're able to hang on to, that they still got, that you got to have a French coach and a French GM. And I'm sure of it. That's all it is. It's that last little thing they can hang their hat on. Hi. Did I Photoshop it? No, I did not. Are you talking about why I'm in the front of it? Oh, no, I've got a bunch of pictures. I've got a site where you can cut out. If you're looking for that, by the way, I don't know the name of the site offhand. It's a site where it'll cut out the background. As long as if you're too close to your background, it won't. It has trouble with that. And if you try to take pictures off the internet and use them, it doesn't do it very often. But like my own videos, like say if I took a picture right now, so cut it, I'd be able to cut myself out of the background. So just me. And that's what I did there. I have a bunch of those. I just put one of those on it. So no, I don't know how to Photoshop. I'm not very good at technical stuff. I keep trying to learn how to edit and all that, and I don't take to it very well. So unless I really need somebody here in the room with me, sitting there showing me exactly what to do, and then I just do it. And you do that a bunch of times, and I'll get the hang of it. Otherwise, I don't think I'm ever going to pick up I'm going to get the knack to do editing and stuff. So I'm going to be one of those guys that I'm going to need an editor. Somebody that when I film a video, I can just immediately send it to them. They can edit it quickly, send it back to me. I can put it up. I don't see any other way. Like you saw, if you watch the video today, I have my, okay, I don't know if you guys can see from here. Okay, I'll lift this. So behind me, that's my laptop. That's another station there. So I have, if you can see the light bulb there? That stand, I don't really use it for a light anymore, but it's got where I can mount my camera there, okay? That's where I stand when I'm doing videos. So there you go, you saw that. So what was my point for that now? I totally lost my point. Oh, so you saw in the video over there, that mouse that I have over there, it double clicks a lot. Anyway, so I was going from the commentary to the board, and I thought I clicked off, and it must have double clicked, and so it recorded me moving the camera. Thank God I didn't swear or say anything. I would have lost the video. I wouldn't have put it out. But I thought, oh well, you know what? It's kind of it's kind of artisan, or it's rough, and I don't mind that I have rough. You see that I do all my videos on one take. I may pause sometimes, especially when I have to go to have a board. I like to talk and then bring the board in. When I get a big board, which I hope to get by the end of the summer, but now I don't know. All plans on those kind of things are off for now. But when I do get a big board, it'll be a different setup, and I'll get a camera that has a wider angle. Yeah, so I do all my videos in one take in general. And yeah, so you got to see, I watched it and I went, oh no, what did I do? I'm going to lose the video. And I said, well, you know what? All I did was move the camera. I didn't really say anything. It kind of is like a behind the scenes look at how I do my videos. And I thought I'd leave it in and not redo it because it would have been a pain in the ass. I had rehearsed that video, the script, because what I wrote is a script. I want to say about 7 times. And every goddamn time I had trouble at a certain spot near the end getting the words out. And I thought, it happens to me sometimes when I used to do a lot of scripts. But by the time I'm filming, it just magically comes out, and that's the beauty of rehearsing. It just didn't done this time. So that's why I left that in too. But I like doing that. You know, I don't have that high of thought of myself. That, oh, by the way, I realized I'm talking so much because I thought I'm not getting comments. I realized I had scrolled up, and it was stuck there. I don't think that highly of myself or vain that I can't show when I screw up stuff. If I was doing something that's really embarrassing, I would have done the video over again. But I didn't think that was too embarrassing. So, but yeah, I'm just normal like everybody else. I screw up. The other day I did the video, the one before, I had another screw up where I forgot to unpause, or I forget what it was, but then I saw that I thought I was earlier in the video and didn't realize I had, and I repeated a couple of, like, not even a couple of minutes, maybe 30 seconds. And I thought about it and I said, I'm going to leave it in because that's just me. So I hope you guys don't mind that kind of stuff in my videos, but I think for me, it leaves a little bit of a charm to my videos. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm scrolling up again, guys, because I realized I missed a lot of stuff because I've been talking for a long time. Oh, my God. Okay. That Noah Juleson in your thumbnail, Joe? Okay, you're going to test with Joe. MJ, welcome in, buddy. Speaking of Guy Lafleur, do you remember the time a kid got stabbed wearing a Habs jersey and they had to cut the jersey off him, and Guy Lafleur promised he would score a goal from that, and he did. Damn it, I wouldn't have ever brought that out of my head, but I don't particularly yet. Reading that, I go, oh, I do remember something like that, but I would never have brought that memory out. Thanks for that. I appreciate that. That is true. Yeah, listen, he was a good guy. He was a good guy, Guy Lafleur. He was a partier. He enjoyed his life. But he was a damn good hockey player, and I think he was a good guy. A good guy to have as a hockey idol. Yeah, he then got the puck he scored with and gave it to him. Yeah, I remember that. Now that you're bringing it up, I remember that. Pierre Gauthier was terrible. He was terrible. Yeah, he's the one who traded Camilleri in between the second and third periods of the game. He was terrible. Just a horrible GM. Don't know why in the hell they hired this guy. He had a bad reputation. Wasn't he the GM of the Ducks? And he had a bad reputation over there. And I don't know how he ended up here. But, I mean, the only answer to that question is he was French and the only guy available that was French. So, yeah. In honor of last year, Paling with 3. Yeah, wouldn't that be great? There's a lot of rumor Paling going to get traded in the offseason. About coaching, Cristobal Huet, who, if you see there, that jersey, there. That's a Cristobal Huet jersey. Cristobal Huet has actually been a coach, over in France or somewhere. Swiss, that's right, in the Swiss league. Would be cool to have him a part of management here in Montreal. There was talk once, I've heard it before about Huet, but I had nothing really serious about it. Dennis Davis, I can't remember that I saw you. Thanks for coming in. First time I noticed you. Sorry if you've been in before and I didn't notice. I do apologize. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it, buddy. Appreciate it. Yeah, my videos, they're not going to stop. They might be not as often as I was hoping to do, but I'm hoping that when they do come out, they're better than they would have been before. So instead of pushing out more content that might not be as good, I think I'd rather take a little more time with my content. And then this is what I find when you do stuff like that. It takes a while, like at first, to get the videos out maybe. But once I get used to just working this way, I'll work faster as I go along and it'll get back to normal. So thank God, in a way, that we have this time off, or that I'm smart enough to take advantage of it and I think do the right thing. I think for my channel might end up being better that I would put out more videos, do more live streams, maybe, I don't know. But it's not, I'm not comfortable with it. So I realize I've got to do things that that I'm more comfortable with doing so that they'll come out better. So you're going to see a lot of Habs history stuff. It's a part of my channel that I've been neglecting and I've been talking about doing. And I've been a little bit nervous because I have to go back off my memories. But I realized there's a tool called the internet that really helps me to get those memories back in place where I can talk about them. And yeah, so I was nervous that it would come off, well, he read that or he saw that online. But I realized when I did the video for Guy Lafleur, and I think there was another one too where I was talking about older stuff. I think one of the season in review ones. And I realized, no, the memories are coming back and I can actually, get some of the memories and talk about what I remember. And so that was pretty good. So I'm kind of concentrating on that a little bit right now. And I think it's a little too early anyway to really get to a point where we're predicting what's going to happen for a draft. The regular season is probably going to be gone. And I think this season, I don't know. There's talk about this being 18 months to 2 years, like seriously right now. So I don't know how that's going to affect sports or anything at this point. So I don't really want to go around prognosticating or predicting who's going to draft who. Don't know what the draft order is to start with. Don't know when we're coming back to do it. Don't know anything of that. I don't feel comfortable doing so much speculation, and it would just be obviously a grab to get viewers and maybe subscribers, but not in an honest way, and I don't feel comfortable with it. So I'm going to do some of those videos, just I don't think it's time yet. We're just too much up in the air for me to really get my brain around it. So does Huey even want to coach in the NHL? I don't know. I just heard something about and it's just a couple of years ago, some rumor about him maybe coming here. Probably when they were rumored to be firing Therrien before they fired him. They were talking about so many scenarios. I think I had heard something about Huey because he was coaching in the Swiss League and a former Hab. Joe, he may want to. I don't know. Listen, it's not about getting a Cristobal Huet or this or that. It's just about getting the best coach that's available that wants to come here. And it shouldn't matter where he comes from. If it's Huet, then it's Huet. I'm happy with that. If he's a guy from Finland or a guy from Switzerland or a guy from Russia, if he's the best guy that's available and where it's everyone, oh yeah, that's the best guy, then you sign him. That's what I'm saying. WrestleMania is on right now. Oh boy. It's in front of nobody. I would only be curious to see what that's like, but I have zero interest in WrestleMania. Joe, it is amazing, but you know what? You living here in Quebec, I believe you're somewhere around Montreal. It's working what we're doing. It's working what we're doing. The numbers you got to look for to know whether it's really working is the ICU patients. Okay, we have a lot of cases here, yes, in Quebec, but it's how many are in the ICU. It's not a big percentage. That's the key. So you got to watch for those. ICU numbers are going to go up, but once they start leveling off and then falling, that's the key. That's where the key is, because the ICU patients are it takes the longest time to get to that point. You know, it's not just, oh, you're confirmed as having it. You're confirmed, and then you're sick for a little bit till you get to the point where you need to go and be in the ICU. So there's a huge lag time. So when those numbers start to come down, that's when you know we're really coming out of it. And the thing is that while we are doing really well here in Canada, we're flattening that curve. Flattening that curve doesn't mean it goes away. Flattening that curve, I'll remind everybody this is what I know of it. We might as well talk about it for a few minutes, sorry. But flattening that curve means very strictly that we're not overwhelming the healthcare system and that there's not too many people in the ICU. It's taking longer for it to run through, and people are getting it slower, but people are still going to get it, and we're going to be able to handle it. That's what it's all about. I know people think, well, flattening the curve, it goes away. That's not what it's about. It's not what it's about at all. It's about making it through this whole thing and not overwhelming the healthcare system. So that, God forbid, and I don't believe in God, but it's a saying, that you or I get it, there's a hospital bed for us. And if we get it to the point where we need to be in the ICU, that there's a hospital bed for us. And that's what the point is. And I don't think a lot of people realize that. Although I have to tell you, up until today, I walk my dog. I've got a dog. I have a reason to be out. It's been very quiet. Today was a beautiful day here in Montreal, and I had to just go drop something off at my ex-wife and my kids. And we did it through the back window. We didn't, I did it the right way. But my God, there were a lot of people out walking their dogs, riding their bikes, just taking a walk out with the kids. And I just, people just don't get it, I realize we all need to be out. We all need to do some things, and that's okay. But as it's going to get warmer and nicer, people still have to stay inside most of the time. It's not about, well, I'll go and I feel like going out and playing or riding my bike because I feel like it. It's not about that. That's the thing. So I'm hoping we don't go backwards. What NFL jersey is that? That is, I don't know how old, but it's got Randy Moss on the back, but it's a Raiders jersey. So I don't know what they look like today, if it would say Raiders on it, but it is the Raiders, and it's number 18. Number 18, Randy Moss, who's not a player I liked. His attitude sucked when he was with the Raiders. He didn't actually get to be even anywhere near a decent kind of person until he was with the Patriots. But yeah, it's I like the Raiders jersey. I love black. Black looks good on me. Let me see now. NHL hockey. Oh, gotta go. Sorry, buddy. You're probably gone already. Sorry. Vidam, I see you right underneath there. I'm really scrolled up, so I don't know how far back everybody is. Thanks, buddy, for coming in. I haven't seen you in a while. It's nice to see some people in that I haven't seen in a while. Kevin, how's it going, buddy? Thanks for coming in. I don't know if you're still here because I know I'm scrolled up here. Just trying to go. What pattern is it, buddy? I don't know. I don't trust everything out of China, but it seems like they have. We're doing well. The U.S. isn't even started yet. They haven't ordered everybody inside. When that happens, then they got a 21-day count. And by then they should level off. They're just going to keep going up until they start doing that, or everybody dies there. I mean, I don't know. It's not everybody's going to die, obviously. But they've got a ways to go. I don't know why they don't order people in like they do here in Canada. Yeah. If this thing goes on for 2 years, I'm done. That's not a life worth living. I'm just done if that happens. You say that, Joe, but come on. Look, it won't be like this. If this has to go on for 2 years, we're going to find ways to people be working from home more. We'll find ways to do things. Right now, we're just learning. We're just getting into it. We don't know. So sorry, it's not out of my mouth. Doug Ford in Ontario, that's what he's saying. He's saying he's tired of all this googly gawk talk. I don't know, where's that word come from? And he's just saying it straight, that it looks like it might be that long. That's all. Vidam, sorry, buddy. Did I miss you? I just see what you said, actually. But Joe, no, don't talk like that. Listen, it's not easy. And I'm a homebody. I work from home. I'm used to it. It's not easy. And I get that. But we don't have much choice. So, you say you're done. If it means, well, I'm done and I'm just going to go walk around and do what I want, well, you're putting a lot of other people at risk to do that. And that's not fair. And if you're a good person, you don't do that. But, like I said, we're going to find ways. I was saying to my ex today that this is kind of like, listen, guys, I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom. And if I miss anybody, sorry. I was saying that whenever there's big, huge changes in society, when there's new developments in industry and whatever, and there's a huge change to go under for everybody. This is kind of one of those times. If we're forced into this for a couple of years and to keep us safe, whatever, we're going to make a big change. That's been coming. The fact that people staying home more to work, using technology to get things done, people being more alone and away from society a little bit. It's kind of been coming for a long time. This is going to give it a bit of a push farther in that direction. And we are the generation, or we are the people that are alive at this time that are going to be greatly affected by it. So how we're going to be affected by it, we don't know. It could be different ways. And at the end of it, when we get used to the new normal, that's the new normal, and we're used to it. But in the meantime, people fall through the cracks. People have a hard time adjusting to the change. That's what we're going through now. I just have a feeling that if this goes on for that length of time, it's just a matter of you're young, Joe. You're young. This will be the new normal going forward. Not that we all have to stay away from each other like this. That'll change over time. That'll ease. But this new way of doing things, it's going to change. Brick and mortar stores are going to go away faster than we might think, because if we're home with this kind of stuff for 5, 6, 7 months, say, just go with that number. We're ordering online more. We're doing all this. We're getting used to doing these things more. Once we get used to doing things, that usually becomes the new way of doing things. So I just think this was something that was coming as far as the change in our lives on how we're doing things. Nothing to do with the virus. I never really thought about it that much, about something like this. But this change of how we're at home a lot, shopping at home, buying our food even at home at the grocery store. You can do that from here and just go take a run over and pick it up. It's a big change We're the people that are living through it. For us older people like myself, I don't know how many people in here are older. I don't see my older people. I mean, Jeff, I don't consider you an older person. Sorry, you're younger than me by a bit, so I don't consider that. So it's for us older people, it's harder because it's harder when you're older. We're going to have less of a time with it before we are done. And yeah, it's just a little harder. But you younger people, and Joe's age especially, Joe, you're what, 19 now? 18, 19, 20? I don't think you're 20. I think you're like 19. So it should be easier for you, buddy. It's hard. You got a girlfriend you can't see, but that's not going to be 2 years. That we're going to work those things out. That's just a little bit for now. But there's going to be a second wave of this and maybe a third, and we need to stay indoors until it completely goes through us. Okay? So it's no longer anybody out here in my room. Now there's only 7. That's a shame. Anybody here who's still saying seasonal flu, come on, guys. Okay, let's get back to hockey. Let's get back to hockey. Beat him. Oh, you didn't get the notification. That happens. What time was it? Coming on at 9. I would imagine a lot of people do things at 9, and I usually do things 9:05 or 5 minutes past the hour, 5 minutes past the half hour, anything like that. So I'm not right on the hour or the half hour. Something that I was taught. So sometimes your notifications go away. So when I'm doing a live stream at 9, they send them out at 9. It's not a great time for that. That's what happens. I apologize. But that's why now I've got the community tab. So I posted in the community that I'm doing it. So you can always look for that there too. And it should be when I post stuff in the community, when you're scrolling, I'm not sure on the phone. I'm just used to, I do mine on a desktop now or my laptop, a different look. But when you're scrolling down, you're supposed to see the post from the community tab on the 3rd or 4th line down. Excuse me. Yeah, Jeff, French coaches and GMs screwing over the Habs. You know, it's not even so much as French coaches and GMs screwing us over. They're probably doing the best to their ability, just it's not the best qualified person for the job. Therefore, we're getting screwed over in that we're not getting the best quality in that job. Joe is saying, if I need some Photoshop edits and thumbnails, I can help you out. I'm pretty good with that stuff. For my thumbnails, I use TubeBuddy. I pay for it a little bit every month. So I use that. It's not a problem. As a matter of fact, I was going to give up on it because it got super slow. And just as I'm about to give up on it, boom, all of a sudden working beautifully again, where I can do thumbnails in minutes. Because that's the thing, when it's taken so goddamn long to do a thumbnail, it's ridiculous. But no, that problem got sorted out. So it was obviously a problem they were having, and I guess enough of us complained, and I was hoping this would happen. It's just I was getting to the point where I guess it's not going to happen, and I was going to give up, but they did. They fixed it, and the interface between YouTube and TubeBuddy I don't think was operating very well, and they fixed whatever problems there were, and now it's running really good. I can make my thumbnails like really fast now, so I'm really happy with that because that was a big problem. But I appreciate that, Joe. I really do. I have no idea how to use Photoshop, and I don't want to be paying for those kind of services anyway. TubeBuddy, I get a bunch of things, and I get it at a very low price to the point where it's $6 a month for me because I get it at half price for the plan I'm taking. So it's not so it's affordable, and I'm really used to it. The only thing, I mean, there's things I would like that I could do maybe a little bit better that but I'm happy with it overall. But I appreciate it. If that ever happens, I would ask you. The problem is I'm really only good with people need to kind of be here for me to do that. By the way, I guess I could say this here for any of the guys here that are in Montreal. There's 9 people in the room now. I am looking for, when this is blown over enough that I can have somebody over, I'm looking for a partner for the podcast. I want a local person that we can actually be in the same room, talk our bullshit about hockey, and make that podcast work, because it's just not working alone. And so I don't know. I know, Joe, you're here. I don't know if you're interested in something like that, but if anybody's out there that's in Montreal that is interested, obviously not for right now, unless we can do it remote. We might be able to. But if anybody's interested, let me know by going to Twitter and DMing me, and we'll talk through there. And I'm looking for a podcast partner, and it doesn't pay. There are ads that run on the podcast, but until there's a big enough following, it doesn't pay. But at the time when we built it up, and it's very possible because there's some pretty good podcasts and they're making a couple of bucks out there. Yeah, it could pay one day. But anybody that might be interested, please let me know, because I got a lot of stuff I want to talk about, but I don't find it as good with just me. And Patty Mac just ain't cutting it right now. I don't know when he's going to be ready, and we're fighting right now anyway, so it'll work out, the fighting part. But yeah. Interesting stats from Jeff Scarecrow. Joe Montana had 31 touchdown passes in 87. 22 of them were to Dwight Clark. Yep. And the other 9 were to opposite receivers. So you mean he basically threw to Dwight Clark. But I mean, we all knew that. Joe Montana was a really great quarterback. Great quarterback. I wasn't really into football in those days, but I mean, everyone knew who Joe Montana was. Tom Brady had 50 touchdown passes in 2007. 23 were to Randy Moss. Now I see the point of why he was telling me this. And the other 27 were to the Pats' opposite receivers. Hey, listen, this is something I always say. I never deny a person's talent, whether I like them or not. Randy Moss, definitely a talented receiver. I didn't like his attitude towards being in the position that he was in and the stuff he said, and I just didn't like the guy. I didn't like anything about him, just from what he said to the press. Now, whether that's really who he was or he was just jiving the press or whatever you want to call it, I don't know. But the guy obviously was a very talented receiver. No doubt about that. So, yeah, props to him for that, just not props to him for his personality. At the time, anyway. The Buccaneers posted a hype video of Tom Brady signing with them. I've never been so offended. It's so hurtful. Are you a Pats fan? I don't really like Tom Brady, so I'm cool with that. Sorry. Hey, buddy, NHL, welcome. Welcome. We're only about halfway through, so you got plenty of time back. Joe, I appreciate the offer. Problem with thumbnails is you can't really make them for me. And that's the reason for that is, yes, you can make thumbnails, but they're based on you and your ideas. And I want thumbnails to be me, to be my personality. Plus, I think I do a decent job on thumbnails, and I'm getting better at it. So it's a skill I'm trying to attain. But seriously, like you can do the thumbnails, I realize, but you can't really do my thumbnails. You're doing Joe's thumbnails. Your interpretation of my video, I guess, which is not I'm not putting it down in any way, because in my ear it sounded harsh, and I didn't mean that, because I really do appreciate the offer. But thumbnails for me are kind of personal. I kind of get inspired when I do them, and only the odd thumbnail where I can look at it and go, it's kind of garbage. But most of my thumbnails I like. I just wanted to know if you guys like them. That's really what it is. But most of my thumbnails I like. And the thing is, when I was doing a while back, before some of you found my videos at all, I did some thumbnails, and I have my 17-year-old son kind of giving me his opinion. And I was really proud of my thumbnails, and he was like, yeah, well, whatever. And so, but thank God to him, because it pushed me to always like, okay, well, what's wrong with them? And So I get a little bit better, and then again, what's wrong with them? And to the point where I think I got the idea of what people are looking for, what people are clicking on, and I like doing them. But like, once again, I appreciate it. If I ever do have a problem, I would reach out to you. But like I said, it's the odd one where I go, I can't, it's not going to happen. So I do the best I can, and the video suffers for it a little bit. Thumbnails are very important. But yeah, but I do enjoy doing my thumbnails. I just didn't like doing them when it was taking an hour to do one that should take minutes. That's no fun at all. But now that it's back to being the good speed, then I have fun with it. Gronkowski is hosting WrestleMania. Another thing I'm not into is wrestling. Sorry, guys. It's okay if you guys want to talk about it, but I could not talk to you about wrestling at all. I haven't been a wrestling fan since I'm 8 years old and discovered it was fake. As soon as I discovered, oh, it's not real, I'm not watching that anymore. Reading that the NBA is looking into canceling the season now. If that happens, the NHL will most likely follow suit. Yes. And listen, yeah, I've done videos where this way, hopefully they can get the playoffs in. This is how I think they might do it. But I did say in those videos too that I don't think they're going to actually get anything done. The very beginning, I wasn't sure. Maybe I was hopeful. And the last couple of videos that I've done on the subject, I did say that I'm leaning now towards that the season's going to be fully canceled. And I agree with you. If the NBA cancels or any other of the sports cancel completely, then the NHL is going to have to follow suit, because there's no choice. There's no choice. It's not like they can do it just, if they want to. It's not like that. They're not going to be able to, because of the laws that are being, or the rules that are being put into place temporarily, but being put into place for right now. Jeff Scarecrow, yeah, I remember that season, the 50 touchdown passes. But like I said, never a fan of either. What's his name now? Brady, the Brady bunch. That's what we should call it. And or Randy Moss, never. Well, Joe, I appreciate that. I would actually. I don't mind feedback like that, and that doesn't have to be positive. But I would, if anybody really has any feedback for me, especially when we're doing these live streams on any of my thumbnails or even my titles, and you think, wow, that was just really garbage. It doesn't mean that I necessarily want you to be saying, well, you should have done this, or you should, especially for titles. Thumbnails, I get it. For titles, it's kind of personal. So, you can maybe suggest, but I really want your opinions on whether you like them or not. That's kind of what I want. I don't want to really be told what to do. But if you want to give me tips, like, okay, well, this is what I didn't like about it, that would be really good. So if you see thumbnails you don't really like and you want to give me some pointers, I appreciate that. And you can say, Rick, that thumbnail, this is what I didn't like about it. Because from that, I don't take it personal. What I do is I think about it and I go, okay, so how can I apply that going forward? And I've used those kind of critiques from a lot of people and from a lot of different places to actually push forward and get better results. So yeah, the only thing I don't really like, I don't mind people critiquing me at all, but it's the way you do it that is the problem in general. So when you're going to criticize somebody, and you do it in a nasty way, nobody's going to take that well. But anytime you guys want to tell me anything, that's what the comment sections are for. Yeah, go ahead. It's just, honestly, if you're going to be nasty about it, I'm probably not going to answer you. I might even delete it. If you're going to critique me and criticize it, however you want to say it, but you're nice about it, and like, I agree with you, and you're not being an idiot, because some people really are. I'm definitely going to take that into account and think about it, and you might see down the road where you go, look at the difference. Maybe he took what I said, and that's the result of it. So yeah, I don't mind criticism as long as it's not nasty, because who takes nasty criticism? Well, nobody does. But there's nothing wrong with a little criticism. There's nothing wrong with being wrong or doing something wrong or not doing something that is great and people love it. I mean, it happens. It's going to happen to everybody. So yeah, I'm not that vain that I can't handle that. So please do. If you see a thumbnail or a title and it really bothers you, even if maybe it's offensive to you, and I didn't, tell me, please tell me, because I want to know these things. Just do it nicely. Yeah, I remember that season with Matt Castle. I was doing it was right near the end of my doing the fantasy pools. I remember that. A Patriots season without Bill Belichick. That's another guy I don't like. Something about him, and don't ask me what it is because I could not tell you. I don't really like Bill Belichick. I didn't really like Tom Brady anymore, and so you put the two together, and I stopped liking the Patriots at all. Not that I was particularly a Patriots fan for football. I never had any particular leaning. If I had to have one, I would have to say the Cowboys, but not recently because I'm going back to the 70s and maybe the early 80s, and that's it. So, but that would be my affiliate, but I know not for these days. I'm not a Cowboys fan. So I would go with the Saints because the Saints were the favorite team of kind of my mentor, Jim, and Patty Mac's father, and that's where I got that. The jacket is over there. You're gonna see it right now. That's where that comes from. So he's a big Saints and 49ers fan. So it's a 49ers jacket, but it was his. But his other team was the Saints. And Drew Brees, that was his quarterback. He got him we had a keeper league. He got him, never gave him back up. He was a keeper. But yeah, so I kind of, if I have to say teams I like, it's Saints and 49ers. That's what I would say now. But in no particular reason, not because I like them, but because of that. Well, I really appreciate that, NHL. I really appreciate that. Hey, listen, again, I don't know if anybody's in here that hasn't gone over to check out NHL Hockey News, but he is trying to get to, I think he just hit 200. He's on his way to 3. Maybe his goal is 250. You got to start out. That's how I did it too. Hey, if you haven't gone over there and subscribed, please head over there and check him out and hit that subscribe button. And let's get him up to his number. You getting to 2,000? I'd love it. Yeah, it's not a priority. It's for me, the subscribers aren't coming in right now. I see a lot of other big channels getting them, but they're big channels when you're getting a certain size. Just the size you are, you're getting the push out there with your videos, and you're going to get new subscribers. Right now, there's no hockey going on. I'm in a very tight niche as far as I'm a Habs channel. Yeah, subscribers aren't really coming around. But I don't really – my goal was to get monetized, to get all those rights that you get with it. And I'm there now. I'm happy. I think if I want to get to 2,000 subscribers, I think I need to improve my content. And I only mean that I need to get better and I need to do better content, which goes to what I was saying, that I'm taking a little bit more time. Since I have the time now, I'm not thinking that, I need to rush out the content. There's a lot of viewers. Blah, blah, blah. There aren't a lot of viewers. I'm not getting the views anyway. Take more time with the content and get better at it, and faster at being better at it, because that's something. And I'm working on that. And I had writer's block and creator's block for a while, and it made it so unfun to think about doing YouTube. That was a big problem. And now that that's gone and my ideas are coming, I'll just watch a video where I had no idea. Just I wanted to watch the video, and boom, I get an idea from the video. That's not stealing from the guy, by the way. It's just you get an idea from the video. And it hasn't happened for a little while. And that's a lot of how I got a lot of my content anyway, was that. I'd see things watched from Sportsnet too, from everywhere. And I'd get ideas. And yeah. I never copied anybody directly. I might do the same type of video, but it was with my own angle to it. I'm never comfortable about saying, like, somebody doing a video and go, oh, I'm just going to do my version of that. Exactly that, but me doing it and it's my version. No, I'll find my version of it, which is a different angle, a different way of looking at it, different something. Something's got to be different, or I'm not comfortable doing it. But hey, if you see an idea of someone else doing it and you go, oh, I can do a video like that, that would be good, do it. Don't ever let that stop you that somebody else did that kind of video. Because quite frankly, anyway, we're all of us in this hockey niche, at some point or other, we're all doing the same videos. You know, you might do a video before I do one. I might do that same video you did last week. I might do it this week, my version of it, but it's the same subject matter. And then sometimes it can't be helped because we're all following hockey, so it doesn't matter. And I don't know how I got onto this. Joe, cool. Hey, listen, maybe we'll collaborate on it one day. You can do it remotely, but listen, that's the good thing about the podcast. Good thing about the podcast is you can say whatever you want. It's a podcast. My podcasts are not, I don't rate them as family friendly. They're rated as explicit, just in case I want to swear. On the podcast is fine. I don't mind doing that. I mean, within context and within certain boundaries, but then there's nothing wrong with swearing when you're on a podcast. I'm just not overdoing it, you know. That's the thing. But yeah, definitely. Listen, when things get better, I would think I'm not going to find a partner for it unless I'm kind of like into it. That's how I thought. So I don't expect to have filled the position in the next little while. But if things work out that we're able to do this somehow, and you're interested in it, Joe, hey, we'll like I said, we'll do a Skype chat where we'll see each other. I mean, you know what I look like. I don't know what you look like until we can talk. Anybody who's thinking about this, until we can actually talk where we see each other. It's not just me and you're looking at me and I'm just reading what you're saying. We won't know if we have any kind of chemistry together, because even if you like my videos and you like my live streams and you go, oh yeah, I'll be good at it, and then you come over and we talk and we don't get along, and that could happen. You know, it can happen. It kind of happened with me and Sinbin. If you guys are still watching the Sinbin, Matt and I we got along really great. Yeah, he was one of my subscribers. That's how I met him. And for him, I told him, you got to be careful what you ask for. You wanted to know me, you got to know me, and it didn't work out. And we don't like each other. And I can't say I don't like the guy. I did like the guy. We had a disagreement. We didn't see things eye to eye on certain subject that is not things you talk about. They tell you don't talk about two subjects you shouldn't talk about with people. One of those subjects got in the way. And but I mean, I wouldn't put him down. I wouldn't go and talk about him in a bad way. It doesn't make any sense to do that. I liked his content. So for me to sit here and go, he's is kind of disingenuous on my part. And I don't, yeah. So just to say that, yeah, when we're able to do this, if you're still interested in it and still able to do it, we'll definitely talk about it. But just suffice it to say that, just like I don't know you, I may not like you, but really, you may meet me even though you see me on videos, you like my videos, and then we meet in person, you go, I don't like this guy. I just don't like him. And that happens. And it happens more often than you might think. So, yeah, but yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. And it's just nothing we can do about it right now. But it'll get unstuck. We'll be able to do things. And listen, we may be able to do this remotely. And remotely, there's not going to be a problem. I'm sure we'll get along. But sometimes if you're in the same room with somebody, you're talking, it may get nasty or whatever if you don't like each other. So we'll see how it works out. But thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going to keep you in mind. But like I said, right now, I'm looking, but I don't expect anything to happen with it right now. And I'm not doing my podcast right now because there's no hockey. I don't know what else to talk about except for the virus and everything. And I don't know if that's podcast material. And because I don't have a partner, it's harder to come up with subjects to talk about when there's no hockey going on. So I'm not doing podcast, but it's okay. I think about it a lot. If something comes up, I'll do one, but I'm hoping to find a partner first. Belichick's a freaking robot. Doesn't matter how many Super Bowl rings you award him, he's not smiling. Oh, that's what you're talking about? Okay, I don't like Belichick. Hey, NHL, thank you for coming in, buddy. Appreciate it. And listen, good luck. Stay safe. Keep up your great work. Because remember one thing, you're young. You're only going to get better and better and better. You got lots of time for that. I got very little compared to you. But keep it up, buddy. Keep it up, because all this is going to, and eventually we'll be through this and we'll be on the other side. And yeah, so thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. We're on to Cincinnati. We're on. What's that? I don't get that. Let's be honest here. Ray is the best partner to have on the podcast. Ray's the way. If only Ray could talk. If only Ray could talk and not bark. She barks enough, but yeah, Ray's a great little dog. She really is. She really is. She's sleeping somewhere right at my feet as normal, sleeping right at my feet. But if only she could talk, it would be good. But then she'd tell you all my secrets. I don't want people to know how good that is. So, okay. So listen, we're at the bottom of the questions. We're a little over an hour. My voice is starting to go. So I think I'll be back on. Let me see. We're Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I'm gonna say probably Tuesday. Maybe Wednesday. I'm thinking maybe Wednesday, because I think the hockey guy live streams Wednesday. He always gets a ton of people. I'm hoping for a little bit of overflow. So I have a feeling I might be on then. So it's a favorite catchphrase by Belichick. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't know that. Okay, cool. Yeah, so it's going to be Tuesday or Wednesday I'll be back on. But I want to thank everybody. We're at an hour and 7. This was fun. I missed it. Kind of still feels rusty, but still it was fun again. It just sucks that there's just nothing hockey to talk about. You know, it really sucks. But like I said, I'll be back Tuesday or Wednesday. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Really appreciate it. Please, everybody, stay safe. Wash them hands the right way. Stay apart from everybody. And we'll get through it. We really will. So thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great few days, and I'll see you in 3, maybe 4 days. Peace out, y'all. Have a great rest of the evening.